Welcome everyone to another episode of Brice Side and another episode of Vlogmas. Today is the winter solstice and we are here today at the Merry Maidens, about 1 or 2 miles south of St Buryan. So let's go check them out. So there are 19 of these standing stones, and they range in height from about 4 feet and then up to about 5 feet. Woo! You hiding? Ready? Boo! Boo! But anyway, being Celtic, being Cornish, and being the winter solstice, we thought, you know, what a perfect time to come up to an ancient site. So, strictly speaking, not really Christmassy, but we thought it was Vlogmas worthy anyway. So we're in the circle now. The actual diameter of the circle is about 80 feet. And it's very well known in these parts. The Merry Maidens are a well-known collection of standing stones. It's very windy up here, that's for sure. So an alternative name for the Merry Maidens is Dawn's Men. Now I don't know if that's Dawns as in the name Dawn, or whether it's Dawn as in sunrise. Pretty neat though. So this magnificent collection of stones was first examined by William Borlase in 1769. Now that's a name we've come across before because he examined Chichester and all of those other ancient ones that we have gone to visit. So that's pretty cool that basically he got around a bit. He documented a lot of these ancient sites. This does date to the late Neolithic. Okay, where the heck has Shelley and AJ gone? We're alone, Tilly. I hope they haven't gone because Shelley's driving. Oh man, where are they? So there was a more recent study of these standing stones back in 1982 by a John Barnett. There was the theory that there was originally only 18 standing stones as opposed to 19 that we have today, because there were some theories that in the mid-19th century new stones were added in an attempt at reconstruction, but not in like the correct position or number, and I suppose the Victorians did what the Victorians did, and they kind of maybe filled in some of the gaps with their own imagination. So yes, this does date to the Neolithic, but it probably was tweaked a little bit by the Victorians, basically giving us the stone circle that we have today. Bit of a shame, really. It's a pity that things can't just be left alone. I understand, you know, like upkeep and to restore things and to you know, and whatnot, but I don't know, I think I nearly fell over. But yeah, I think sometimes when things are tampered with too much, they're not in their original form, which I think is sad, really. Aha!
Hello.
You've come back. I looked around and you were gone. Where did you go?
I went to see if you could see the pipers.
Ah!
I got nuts.
You got snots.
You got snots?
They've got flowers to leave.
Ah, I'm going to leave some flowers by the stones in a bit, yeah?
AJ said that the stones are happy and they like to sing.
The stones are happy and they like to sing. Well,
AJ told me.
and why
so
not?
They picked some flowers. So this is a little bit weird because we are just looking up to make sure that the information that we give you is correct.
Yeah.
And obviously AJ was saying to me, the stones are happy, they like to sing.
Yeah.
And the pipers, which are the stones that we're going to try and see up here in a minute, which is where I wandered off to, is believed to have been musicians that used to play for the dancers that would come and dance around the maidens.
Yeah. And what did AJ say? That they were happy because they were dancing?
Well, no, AJ said that the rocks are happy because they're singing.
Yeah. How weird is that?
Weird.
I tell you what, there's something to it. There's something to it. So we have definitely opted for boots today.
Yes, it's been a bit wet.
Because yeah, where we've parked the car, it was really boggy, wasn't it? So yeah, we're on our boots today. I think AJ's the best dressed. Look at him. He could like roll around and stay clean. So we're heading about 300 yards to the northeast. So there are the Merry Maidens behind us. And we're heading, like I said, we're heading northeast to see if we can see the Pipers, which are allegedly two of the largest standing stones in Cornwall, so it's believed. That is definitely not Neolithic. Right, we think we've spotted them, or we can certainly see one of them anyway. We might have to just cross a small road to get to it. Right, so we've just jumped over this fence, or Shelley and I climbed over the fence, the kids actually went underneath it, and we're going to cross this small road. And we're going to now go over this fence. Because right off in the distance is at least one. There must be, yeah, I was going to say, there's definitely two.
I want to climb there.
So definitely only one of the Pipers in this field, but I do believe I see the other one in that direction, just behind that hedging. We're about 300 yards away from the Merry Maidens. And these, or this one for a minute, we'll focus on the other one in a second. This one are supposed to be, wow, that's impressive actually. They are supposed to be the tallest standing stones in Cornwall at nearly 10 feet. Wow. That is impressive. So Shelley, if you stand beside it, you're what, about 5 feet, 5'8", 5'7", 5'8"? So that is well over double your height. So it's probably more than 10 feet, I would have thought, looking at that. Look at the size of it. That's amazing. Wow, I'm standing about 15 feet away from it and I can only just about get it in frame. Look at that. So the story goes that this fella, along with his counterpart over there, played the music so that the Merry Maidens in that direction could dance. Brilliant. Right, so I've just hopped over another fence a minute quietly and we'll just see if we can get nice and close to the second Piper. I don't want to intrude too much because this is farmland by the look of it. So this one is on a bit of a slant. Now presumably, I can't believe it would have been erected on that slant on purpose. That's a very impressive standing stone. So its counterpart, the first one, just over that hedge. And again, I would say a good 10 feet tall. Look at that. It's amazing being out in these fields and you hear the birds, the wind is just blowing. I don't know, there's something quite natural and, I don't know, organic about it in many ways. So there are lots of places around the UK that have these ancient sites, but Cornwall does seem to be particularly blessed with a huge amount of them. It's really sad because actually I'm not sure of a direction, but there was another stone circle close to the Merry Maidens that apparently was destroyed in the Victorian times. And again, that makes me really sad. Hundreds and hundreds of sites just in Penwith alone have been destroyed, or were destroyed, in the Victorian period. Really sad. Just passing by that first piper now. So we'll head back to the Merry Maidens now. About 300 yards in that direction. So yeah, regarding all of the sites that were destroyed, I seem to remember that when we were at Chichester, we were speaking to the English heritage lady there. And I believe that there are about 800 sites in Penwith alone. And but 400 of them were destroyed in the Victorian period. That blows my mind, but it's also so sad as well to think that we had, there were 1,200 known sites in this region of Cornwall, and 400 of them just destroyed. I don't know, it's just such a shame. I don't know if they were destroyed for like botched study, or whether they were just, I suppose maybe the material being solid granite, I suppose maybe they were just pillaged so that people could build their homes. Which I suppose, at the end of the day, if you have very little money and you've got umpteen children and you need to build them a home, maybe you're going to be less picky about an ancient site. I don't know. But either way, very sad. So way off in the distance, you might be able to see that little bit coming up from the horizon. Well, that's St Buryan church. And we're about, 2 miles south of St Buryan. Just for a little bit of wave finding. Okay, back over that wall. And now we're in the field again where the Merry Maidens are. Just over there. Back at the Merry Maidens stone circle. So there are a couple more stones here. They're obviously not standing stones. Now whether they once were, I don't know. So you've got this one here that Matilda's beside. And this one which is, well, looks buried, quite frankly. I don't know, there might not be any link at all, but maybe some sort of entranceway into the actual site? Possibly, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but
Hi,
yeah.
baby.
Hey baby.
I'm on a horsey.
You're on a horsey, oh! So also there are some little like ridges that are fairly circular, which are really close to the circle. Now whether these, I don't know, whether this is just farming activity over the years, I'm not sure, but there is a definite sort of pronounced ridge there. And there's another one over here which is actually even more defined. I mean, that is definitely circular. I mean, that must be something surely, right? I can't quite believe that would be as a result of farming, but there must be something there. So yeah, it's actually, what an interesting look into Cornwall's past. Just all these little standing stones, again, probably built for religious purposes. But yeah, strictly speaking, not a huge link there to Vlogmas, but we thought we'd stretch it a little bit. It does tie in with the winter solstice, which we thought was a fun little sort of idea to do, and again, very Cornish with all the stuff down here. So I do hope you enjoyed the video. I keep looking, making sure I don't trip over. Do give the video a big thumbs up. Do subscribe to the Brice Side, it really does help the channel grow. Hit the notification bell and you don't miss it on any of our videos. We are on social media, we're on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at the Brice Side, so do check us out. So, let me squat down here. So, from us to you, cheers and Vlogmas! Poo-poo? Why do you keep saying poo-poo? Ready? From us to you, cheers and
poo-poo.
Oh, you monkey! You monkey! You ruining my outro! Or are you making the outro better? See you next time. Oh, it's got to be done, isn't it? Yeah. What a completely random place for a bus stop. Random.